Woo. Woo. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, I'm gonna jam. It's. I like this background music. It's nice. We just gotta turn it down a little bit now. Yeah, bring it down just a little bit there. There we go. Still a little loud. A little loud. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. Well, yeah, man, it's showtime. Here we are. Hello. And yes, apparently I still have my anime boobs. So we're gonna be anime boobing here. Talking about the news and all kinds of good stuff. And oh, it's still a little loud. Bring it down a little bit. There we go. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about the news and stuff. And wow, it wasn't really a whole bunch of news. Oh, it's Waifu Slim. Yes, it is. It is me. I have turned into a an 18-year-old anime girl. And yeah, I'm sure other people are like, "Are you sure she's 18?" Dude, she's 18. Just don't argue with me. She is. We checked. We had to check her ID, man, before we hired her because I mean, you got to be careful with that stuff, especially when you dress them in certain ways. So yeah, that's yeah. Well, see, that's the thing. We didn't even dress her. She just showed up like that. She's like, "Hi," and we're like, "Hey, your button is like missing," and she's like, "What?" And we're like, "Never mind." So yeah, that's what we're doing here. Same outfit as last week. I wonder if she has a different set of clothes. We'll have to figure that out. Um. So yeah, that's the deal there. But yeah, in case you didn't see, we can fade back out. Look at that. Can you believe it? My Valentine is gonna be a Pokemon card. That's amazing. Isn't that incredible? Look at. I can't believe they approved that art. That's a little. It's a little out there. Uh. Sick at the moment, passed out from dehydration, stomach cramps, lightheaded, high body temperature, and throwing up last night. Dude, that sounds like heat stroke. You may want to go to the hospital. You definitely want to go to the hospital. If it gets, yeah, because, I mean, make sure you drink a lot of water too, man. Drink plenty of water, stay in a cool place. If it continues, go to the hospital, dude, just to be sure. They may just, if anything, if you go to the hospital for that sort of thing, they may just, give you an IV and just monitor you, which is normal. Maybe give you some little salt to go into your veins. That's what the IV's for. 4Kids obviously didn't get their hands on this card yet. Oh no, well, 4Kids actually does not exist anymore. Did you not know that? Yes, that is 100% true. 4Kids, yes, the 4Kids that produced the original. Well, I guess I wouldn't really say the original. Well, I guess they did GX too, right? But yeah, they were the ones who did the Americanized version of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and I think some of the other ones. But yeah, they don't exist anymore. Yeah, they went out of business for obvious reasons. Of course, I knew that. It was implied in my joke. I'm sure it was. But yeah, Dre, if it gets any worse, dude, just make sure somebody keeps an eye on you, because sometimes when you get and again, down here in Texas, we don't actually see. Strangely enough, we don't see heat stroke a lot, at least in my area, simply because we are very, very aware of the heat, and so we already know what to look for. We know when to chill out. We know when to drink plenty of water, all that stuff. Yeah, because it's almost always warm down here, except for like 2 weeks a year. It's always warm, so we always got to watch out for that stuff. So we actually don't see very much heat stroke out here, but yeah, when we do see it, we know what it is, because we do have people that come down here in the summer and for spring break and stuff. They're from the north. They don't know any better. They go out there and woo, drinking beers, yeah, and they drink too much beer and stay out in the sun too long, and they get a little messed up, man. Yeah, you got to be careful with that stuff, dude. Always got to be careful. You don't want to, because it sounds to me like it's probably just heat exhaustion, which is like the lesser of heat stroke. Like if you're still conscious, it's heat exhaustion. If you lose consciousness, well, things are gonna get pretty bad. But yeah, all kinds of news this week. Let me see if I can. Where's my list? I had my list here. Yeah, we got Pokemon news, Magic news, Yu-Gi-Oh news. Also, this weekend we have, well, we don't have, but San Diego Comic-Con is happening. Yeah, over in San Diego, California. It's probably the biggest Comic-Con here in the United States. Happens every year, right around this time. And it's happening right now. All sorts of crazy announcements are going on over there right now. Just to give you a handful of different comments, apparently there's going to be a John Wick 4 movie. Also, Henry Cavill, excuse me, the latest Superman, is said to be in very serious discussions for him to or to revisit the role. So it looks like he is going to be staying on as Superman. The thing about Superman, though, from what I'm gathering, is that they're having a hard time just kind of coming up with a good sort of movie to throw him into. You don't want to just... Because some people have this idea that it's really hard to write a good Superman movie because, I mean, it's like, well, what can you do to a guy who's almost completely invulnerable? You know, there's a lot of stuff you can do. But yeah, apparently Cavill is going to return to the role, so that should be interesting. I actually enjoyed Man of Steel. I don't know about you guys. I thought Man of Steel was pretty awesome. I think one of the fight sequences dragged on a little bit too long. Yeah, I actually liked Man of Steel. I liked him in Man of Steel. I liked him in Justice League. I liked him in Snyder's Justice League. It was, you know, I just thought they were cool. But yeah, lots of stuff going on over there on Comic-Con. Lots of announcements for anime stuff. Speaking of anime stuff, here, well, actually, what's this? No, you should not be playing. Let's see, where was that? No, not you. Not you. Oh my gosh, where is it? Here we are! Let's get into our first little news article here. Yeah, here it is. It looks like announced over at Comic-Con, Pokemon Squishmallows are a thing. I didn't even know what a Squishmallow was before this. But yeah, apparently Pokemon Squishmallows are a thing. Here's when you can buy one. I don't know about these. They look kind of generic. I mean, obviously they're plushies. I'm not crazy about these. And it says here, these guys are already social media stars. I don't know, man. I mean, I was never really big on plushie toys or anything either, but yeah, I'm not sure about these guys. Obviously, we got a Pikachu and we got a Gengar. I didn't even know that Squishmallows. I didn't even know that Squishmallows were like a thing. What? I mean, is it just like a very particular type of plushie? I just don't get it. But yeah. Here's the article here. We'll go over it real quick. A blend of two things people tend to obsess over: Pokemon and Squishmallows. Again, I have never heard of Squishmallows. Is now a very real thing. Stuffed animal mons of Pikachu and Gengar are currently on display at San Diego Comic-Con 2022. If you want to get your hands on Pokemon Squish of your own, you'll have to wait until the fall when the Squishmallows and Pokemon collection hits PokemonCenter.com. Okay, so it looks like they're going to be selling it possibly only through Pokemon Center. Okay. And it looks like it will be available in the UK. Also will be available in Canada. I imagine they're going to have an EU release. Let's see. Wow. It's not Pikachu. It's not just Pikachu. Here's wave 1 of our Pokemon Squishmallow. It's just, I don't know, man. They have very soft foam inside them. So is it like memory foam, maybe? Is that what those are? Yeah, because I guess, I mean, that does kind of make sense to eventually put something like memory foam into these little things. Because before, it would always been like cotton or, you know, like torn up rags, that kind of thing. They just throw them in the various stuffed animals, and there you go. Okay, as demand for Squishmallows continues to skyrocket, we're thrilled to debut this exciting partnership at San Diego Comic-Con. We're celebrating collector culture with fans comes first. Is that Jazzwares? Is that the way it's said? Chief Brand Officer Jeremy Paddlewear said in a statement. If you're at Comic-Con and want to see the Pikachu and Gengar Squishmallows, they can be found at the Jazzwares booth 3513. Okay. For those at home, Aaron Margolin, Pokemon Global Manager at Jazzwares, has also been tweeting pictures of the booth. Okay. I Has anybody besides you, Hammer, because you kind of confirmed that you know what I'm talking about, has anybody besides Hammer actually heard of Squishmallows? I mean, it could just be that I don't really pay attention to that part of the market, but and think of it this way: if they had not done a Pokemon team up thing, I still would have never heard of them. Yeah, I've never heard of Squishmallows. I'm thinking maybe it's just like a North American thing. Um, yeah, maybe that's it. I've just never heard of them. It's such a odd sort of thing, but yeah. Apparently, if original sound Squishmallows, apparently they have their own song. Is that what this is? Hold on, can we play this? Okay, okay, that's it. That's the whole thing. I guess we gotta play that again. Hold on. Okay, well at least it lets you see the back. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's really short. Oh, hold on. Oh, I can't pause it. It doesn't just let me pause it. Oh, that's dumb. Okay, yeah, I wanted to pause it so we could just see the back. Go back. Well, this is a TikTok thing. This is for the younger people out there. It's North Thing. North Thing. What is a North Thing? I've Northing. Northing, is that like a thing where you act like you're from the north? I'm northing, buddy. Want to see me northing? I'm really good at southing too. Yeah, give me northing. Yeah. And Lady Diaz says, haven't heard about it, but I seen it. Yeah, you. Yeah, I've never heard of these. I guess they have. I mean, if Pokemon decided to do a partnership with them, I guess they do have some relevance. I mean, because otherwise, I would just think, well, Pokemon's just kind of like, you know, throwing them a bone here and saying, okay, here you go, you can officially license Pikachu and Gengar now. I don't know. Maybe this is just more like a children's toy. Is that? Do you think that's what it could be? I mean, Pokemon is more of a children's thing anyway, too. But obviously, people grew up at this point. We have adults now who grew up on Pokemon, and they just never stopped with it. So I guess it's kind of their thing now. Yeah. Oh, one other thing that isn't really within the scope of the show, but I thought we should probably cover anyway, because this is kind of serious. Obviously, we haven't even really gotten out of the whole COVID thing. And this is what I mean by that, because everybody's like, "Oh, we're back to normal now," you know, and they're all, "COVID's over," and I'm like, "Dude, COVID is not over. Heck no." In fact, my mom just this past week finally got COVID, and she's vaccinated and boosted and all that stuff. She got COVID. President Biden got COVID, so it's still around. It's still out there, but of course, thankfully, because they're all boosted and stuff, they probably won't get very sick or sick at all. But here's the weirdest kind of news. And at first this was kind of a joke. Well, maybe not necessarily a joke. Joke is a strong word for this. Maybe it was more of a haha, that's kind of funny. But monkeypox, yeah, apparently this is a big deal now. Because it feels like just like a week or two ago that there was like one case here in the US and everybody was like, uh-oh. But it was just kind of like a blip on the news radar that is the crazy poop storm that is American news. But yeah, apparently this is a global health emergency now. Crazy. Yeah, apparently monkeypox is like a big deal now. And I think somebody mentioned this, or somebody said this like a week ago. And they said, if they called it something else besides monkeypox, it would probably be taken a little bit more seriously, which I can kind of see. But for me, anything with the word pox in it can pose a pretty serious health risk. Not all pox viruses are like super deadly. Obviously, there's chicken pox, which I don't know about you younger guys, but when I was younger, I got chicken pox, and I basically just stayed home from school for 2 weeks and itched a lot, and that was about it. Wasn't really that bad. But that's the thing with chickenpox. You get chickenpox when you're young. It's usually fine. If you get it as an adult, it's a bit more serious, apparently. It can cause more problems. But now, again, the younger people here, a lot of you have probably been vaccinated against chickenpox, which is good. So you all don't have to worry about that. Oh, and another thing about chickenpox is that sometimes later in life it can come back and bite you in the butt. No joke. Because if you have chickenpox as a kid, that's kind of when you want to get it. Because like I said, it's apparently for most people fairly mild when you're a kid. But as an adult, because the chickenpox virus never really goes away, your body never really dumps it. What happens is the chickenpox virus just kind of goes into a dormant stage and it just stays there. So later in life, when you're like in your 50s and 60s and even older, you can develop shingles, which is like a very severe kind of rash. And it just kind of pops up on certain parts of your body. And that is, yeah, that apparently that's the chickenpox virus that's coming back to get you. So yeah. But apparently, yeah, this is a big deal now. It says here, World Health Organization on Saturday declared the international monkeypox outbreak a global emergency, a decision that underscores concerns about rapidly spreading infections. And apparently to cure yourself, you have to stick your feet in pee. I'm kidding. The decision to label the outbreak a public health emergency of international concern, the highest level of alert the WHO can issue, is expected to marshal new funding and to pressure governments in action. More than 16,500 cases have been reported in 75 countries. Quote, in short, we have an outbreak that has spread around the world rapidly through modes of transmission about which we understand too little, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. Did I say that right? I'm pretty sure I said that wrong. Emergency declaration came after a second meeting of the International Health Regulations Emergency Committee, which declined to take the step a month ago. The committee remained divided on whether the outbreak constituted an emergency. But he took the unusual step of declaring an emergency anyway. I think he learned. I think he learned from the whole COVID thing, because they waited so long to call COVID an emergency. I don't know if you all remember the beginning of the pandemic, but we were like no joke, like really into it, because remember it initially started back in like November or possibly even early as October of 2019 in China, and then it slowly but surely spread, and then it really hit the US like about March and April, and by that point it had already been in dozens of other countries, and they didn't declare an actual emergency until like June. So it was insane, man. That's why they're just like, we got to jump on this. So yeah, that's a weird little thing that's going on right now. So y'all be careful out there. Don't be messing with any monkeys. I mean, down here in Texas, we got monkeys everywhere, so you got to be careful. I'm kidding. That's not how it spreads. But yeah. So you just keep an eye out. Don't do anything crazy. I think. Is there? I mean, it's been so long since I've actually read any like actual stuff about monkeypox. So I don't even know if that's part of all of the immunizations that we got as children here. Like, I know we got the smallpox immunization, and monkeypox. It actually says right here, monkeypox and smallpox are part of the same virus family, but they are different. Don't drink a gallon of water. Be careful. Hold on, Hammer. Okay, I'm seeing what y'all are doing in chat there. Okay, big warning. You can drink too much water. You really can. So don't go haywire with it. Don't go, just give me a gallon of water. Just drink it in little sessions. Like if you're feeling a little thirsty, just drink it until you're like, okay, I'm good for now. Don't just chug a gallon of water. Don't do that. In fact, here, no joke, here in my city, I think it was back in 2018 or so, 2017, 2018, there was a kid who, and again, you all know it's very, very hot here, who was at a summertime football practice, and he got really, really thirsty, obviously, because it's hot outside, you're sweating crazy, and he went and literally he chugged a gallon of water, and he died. I'm not kidding. The poor kid ended up passing out and dying. And the reason that happened is because the salt levels basically the pH of his blood went haywire because he diluted it so much with that much water at a single time. So that's why I'm saying take it, slow. Just, don't chug it. Just kind of, take it easy and just, like I said, stay cool. If you're feeling a little thirsty, have something to drink, but don't just drink it just to drink it. So you're very, very, very careful there. Yeah, had to jump in there. Sorry. Because like I said, yeah, that actually happened here in my city several years ago for some high school kid. Yeah, perfectly healthy high school kid died because he literally drank too much water. So you got to be careful. Yeah, drink a little water. A little Gatorade's fine too, because that's got some salt in it. That's also got a little bit of sugar in it, so it kind of helps. But yeah, just try and stay cool. Eat a pickle. Like if you start to feel a little lightheaded, have a little meal. If you can hold it down. That's another thing that we drink down here. Kind of strange. We drink pickle juice. Seriously, we actually drink pickle juice. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but that's like a big thing. Again, because when you're when you're outside and you're sweating and stuff, you lose a lot of your water through sweat. And of course, in sweat is a lot of salt. And so your pH levels start to drop. So by drinking pickle juice, it can, kind of replenish all of that. That's why whenever people do very serious workouts, like if they go and they get on the treadmill for like 45 minutes, or if they do a big, heavy workout with heavy weights and stuff, they'll go and they'll drink pickle juice. You can actually buy little packages of pickle juice at gyms, or even like in our grocery stores here, you can buy pickle juice and just drink it. Of course, you could just buy a jar of pickles if you wanted, but yeah. So there you go. Anyways, yeah. So be careful, Dre. Don't get the monkeypox. Dre said that he had some people in Michigan that are already confirmed to have gotten it. I don't think we have any cases here in Texas, at least none that I've heard of. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. But moving on back to trading card news. Oh, here's something that you guys will absolutely not love. Hold on, where is it? Oh my gosh, this is. I admittedly, this was something I kind of knew was going to happen. Like I'd heard rumblings about it like a year ago. Well, it's happening. Yeah, you all are very aware of Fortnite. Yes, the crazy Fortnite game that all the kids love, and the one that I played and actually did pretty good at, but still don't want to play. Yeah, apparently Magic the Gathering, that's right, the Magic the Gathering and Fortnite are making cards. I'm not kidding. It's coming in one of the Secret Lair drop series. If you don't know what Secret Lair is, like if you're not familiar with Magic the Gathering, every few months they'll do a Secret Lair drop series. And what they do is they generally partner with certain brands or certain companies, and they will make a very small set of cards that are tailored to that particular audience. Like one of the more popular ones that was done was Magic the Gathering partnered with the show The Walking Dead. That kind of zombie show that was like on A&E. I'm pretty sure you got it over in Europe too, on various streaming services. But yeah, they partnered with The Walking Dead, and they made a few cards that featured, certain elements of that show. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, no, this is not a Fortnite card game. This is not a Fortnite card game. These are official Magic the Gathering cards based on Fortnite. So it is not a Fortnite card game. Just want to make that very, very clear. But yeah, Magic the Gathering Secret Lair and Fortnite drop full spoiler reveal. Wow. Yeah, that's why I'm just like, what is going on here? But yeah, for one, this is one by far the most colorful and vibrant set releases we've ever set our eyes on. Do have a look at the video above for a full breakdown. Yeah, it actually only talks about one card. There are spoilers within the video above, which include a secret card. Yeah, apparently here's one of the cards. Yeah, crack the vault, search your library for a card, put that card into your hand, then shuffle, you lose 3 life. You see a lock, I see an invitation. Okay, but yeah, that's one of the cards that's supposedly going to be in the Fortnite release. Let me see. Actually, let me click on this link and see if we can get any better pictures of the cards. Really? It's the same thing. Come on, man. Show me. I don't want to click this video. Okay, well, here's the list of cards. Shrink and Storm, Dance Battle, Supply Llama, Crack the Vault, Battle Royale, Battle Bus, and the Cube. Now, they're based on actual Magic the Gathering cards. Now, this, if you play Magic the Gathering, or if you're at least familiar with some of the cards, this is going to make a lot of sense to you. Shrink and Storm is based on Wrath of God. Dance Battle is based on Dance of Mini. Supply Llama, Ethereum Sculptor, Grim Tutor for Crack the Vault, Battle Royale Triumph of the Hordes, Smuggler's Copter based on is what's influencing the Battle Bus, and then Planar Bridge is for the Cube. So, yeah, there is going to be an official secret lair. These things tend to be a little expensive. You can actually, I believe, if they've already opened orders. I'm trying to remember how much they are, because I remember a while back they used to be $40. I believe they're $50 now, and you buy them in sets. And I think for a while they were only allowing you to buy up to 4 sets, so basically $200 worth of cards. The thing about it though is when you order these, they're all pre-orders. They don't like producing more than they can actually, sell. So what will happen, and this is the way they've been doing Secret Lair all this time, is they will take pre-orders, they will see how many people actually want this, they will print that many plus like 1 or 2% for, damage, returns, that sort of stuff. But yeah, that's how they do this. I'm not exactly sure if they've actually opened up ordering for this. But usually you have to pre-order it, and then you have to wait like 3 to 6 months to get it. It's yeah. For some people, it's an investment thing, because almost every single one of these Secret Lair releases, and there's been quite a few of them now, almost every single one of them, as soon as they come out, they immediately increase in value. The only thing is, like I said, if you buy one, you're gonna have to wait a little bit to get it. So you got to drop the $50, wait 3 to 6 months, then you'll get it, and then because yeah, if you go to like eBay or something, in fact, here, I'll go to eBay. Let's see. eBay.com. Let me see. Secret Lair. Magic. There we go. Magic the Gathering Secret Lair. A lot of these do increase in value. Sometimes they will sell the individual cards. Sometimes they will sell the entire sealed set. Let me see. Oh, this isn't really what I was hoping for. It looks like a lot of people are just taking the cards and breaking them up. Art series. Yeah, I was hoping to find sealed Secret Lairs. Okay. Order some? No, I don't want to order these. Sealed. Oh, here we go. Lair Prime Slime sealed. Yeah, see, here you go. As you can see, they've already kind of gone up in value. This one is probably an older one. Let me see. Lair. Oh, that's from Midnight Hunt. Okay. That's actually not that long ago. Oh, here we go. Here's the Walking Dead one that I was telling you about. Yeah, as you can see, that one is now selling for $65, and of course you're going to pay for shipping too. But yeah, a lot of these tend to go up in value. Some of them actually have not, but most of them do. In fact, the one that, no joke, that I actually considered buying, well, I thought it was hilarious, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, that's cool, was the one for LGBTQ. I don't know if you all remember that, but I posted a card called Bearscape. And let me see if Bearscape, here we go, Bearscape MTG. Yeah, here it is. This is an official card. You can actually use this in matches. This is Bearscape, and this is from the LGBTQ Secret Lair. I think it's pretty funny. I think it's funny in the way that I'm pretty sure they meant for it to be funny. But there you go. Yeah, this is Bearscape, and there actually is an old card in Magic the Gathering called Bearscape. So it's kind of like a reprinting of that card, but with the different artwork. Yeah, you remember Hammer? Yeah, this is it. This is Bearscape. And there were some other ones too. So yeah. Oh yeah, here's another one from that same set. Collective Voyage. Yeah, see, there's another one. Some of these cards actually look really good. Like the art on this one is actually really nice. Yeah, there you go. Secret Lair. Pretty nice. But yeah, that kind of gives you an idea of what you can kind of expect to see from some of these releases. So there you go. Yeah, the Fortnite Secret Lair is a thing. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Oops, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's related content. No, you go away. So yeah, that should be interesting. You know what I think I'll probably end up doing is if there are any, when this finally does come out, I may just see if somebody opens up their sets and just sells the individual cards. And if they end up being really cheap for a time, I don't think that's going to happen with Fortnite. But if they end up being really cheap for a time, I may just buy the individual cards. Like the one I'd probably want to get is the Supply Llama. In fact, let me see if I can find Supply Llama in a search here. Let me see. Supply Llama. Secret Lair. Oh, okay. Here we go. Now it looks like I found something that has. Well, maybe not. Oh, come on, man. Where are the cards? Here we go. There you go. There's Supply Llama. And that's the card it's based off of right there. So it's based off of a common card. But still, it's kind of neat. So you can actually take this and you can actually use this in a real deck there. Look up Pokemon Live. Pokemon Live isn't out. It's still not coming out. Sorry, it's not on the docket today because there was no Pokemon Live news. Yeah, the news stories we're going over here today are things that are at least somewhat, what's going on right now. Unfortunately, we've not gotten any Pokemon Live news. So, sorry, battle you. I can't battle you. I'm doing the news, man. This show is about the news. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is not a Pokemon stream. This is a TCG stream. Yeah, see? TCG View with Richard, with me. Yeah. The girl with the big boobs. And the strangely masculine voice. But yeah, there you go. Anyway. Moving on. Yeah, so hope you all like Fortnite, and I hope you all like Magic the Gathering, because if you do, there's going to be something for you. I still imagine that these cards are going to be picked up by a few Fortnite players just for the heck of it, just for fun. Which is good and bad, because that means that people that actually don't play Magic the Gathering but end up buying some of these cards, even the singles, some of these cards may end up getting lost or damaged or destroyed. So, I mean, I guess in a sense that is kind of good. Dre, okay, hold on, guys. Look, I have a list of things we're already going to go over. Okay? I have a huge list of topics that we're going to cover. Just chill out. Okay? If we've not gotten to it yet, we're probably going to get to it. Just chill out, man. Calm down. We're going to get there. Okay, apparently y'all are stuck at Fortnite, so let's move on. Let me see what else. You're like, go look at this, and I'm like, guys, calm down. I can't just talk about everything at once. We're gonna get to it. Just chill, man. No, I want to talk about it now. Talk about it now. Oh my god. But speaking of Pokemon, y'all are like craving Pokemon news. Fine. Here's some of the Pokemon stuff we have on the docket. Okay. Let's here, we'll do this one. And this is about Scarlet and Violet. So let's see if we can bring this one up here. And this one I actually heard about a few days ago, which was unfortunate. Some of y'all are going to be kind of disappointed. You two people at once? No. But yeah, apparently there's something going on, and we talked about this last week actually, about how Scarlet and Violet is not going to include certain Pokemon. They're not going to have like the complete national Pokédex, which is understandable because it's so massive and huge. More news about that has come out actually. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet potential leaks suggest new Tauros forms and Primate. But that's not the one I was looking for. Here we go. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leaks reveal disappointing news about starters. I'll kind of just read through this. I already read it, but I'll read through it again here for you guys. Yeah, a new Pokemon Scarlet and Violet leak has some disappointing news about some missing Pokemon, or more specifically, some starters from previous games that will be missing from the new Switch, Switch Lite, and Switch OLED games. Pokemon Sword and Shield Game Freak got rid of the national dex, drastically shrinking the number of Pokemon that could be caught. As you would expect, this created substantial controversy and backlash. It kind of did. But the decision has not been reverted with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. The upcoming Pokemon Scarlet and Violet will be missing some Pokemon, including some old school starters. That's right. If you're a fan of Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott, or any of their evolutions, you will be disappointed to know that they are apparently not in the game. For those that don't know, these are 3 starters from Gen 5, aka Black and White. They are far from the most popular set of starters, but players are nonetheless disappointed to hear that they won't be in the game in any capacity. Honestly, I actually am a little disappointed. I actually use Oshawott and all of their evolutions. So, yeah. I'm a little disappointed that Oshawott won't be there. I don't think I even own Tepig. I don't think I've ever... Well, I mean, obviously, I've not played very many games of Pokemon, so I don't even think I have Snivy or Tepig. But I do have Oshawott. Yeah, Oshawott, Dewott, and then what's that other guy? The big kind of... Well, the final evolution, I guess. Yeah, I actually have those. But I've never even caught these 2 over here, so... But yeah, Oshawott's very useful, at least for me, because I tend to like water Pokemon. The absence of the Gen 5 starters opens the door for other starters from other generations to be missing, but right now the league only mentions Gen 5. Of course, Gen 5 is the next pair of games up for a remaster/remake after Diamond and Pearl got their re-release last year. As a result, we could see fewer Gen 5 Pokemon in general going forward, but for now, this is just speculation. And it says here that Scarlet and Violet's going to release on November 18th, so we still got a few months to go there. But yeah, apparently if you like Snivy, Tepig, and Oshawott, sorry. And Moni's asking a question, can't we just transfer them from Sword and Shield to this game once Pokemon Home releases? No. And the reason being is that it's not even going to be programmed into the game. Which is the biggest reason. Think of it like this. If you wanted to bring certain Pokemon from Sword and Shield and try to use them in Arceus, you just can't. Because it's simply not programmed into the game. Same thing in reverse. If you wanted to take some Arceus Pokemon and stick them in Sword and Shield, you couldn't because it's simply not in the game. That's what's going to happen with these guys. So even if you have, Oshawott and Dewott and Samurott, that's the other guy's name, Samurott. Even if you have those, you would not be able to put them in this game because it's simply just not in the coding. There won't be any model information. There won't be any data as far as that particular Pokemon. So no, you won't be able to do that. Obviously, you can, if you have them already, you can still keep them in Pokemon Home, but you won't be able to bring them over, which is, yeah, it is a shame. Because like I said, I've never caught Snivy and Tepig, which would have been nice. It would have been nice to be able to get them. Like I said, Oshawott I already have, but yeah, Snivy and Tepig and all their evolutions, it would have been cool to have them. But I guess that's a big fat no as far as Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. I mean, I'm still going to get the game. I'm still getting it because it's based on Arceus as far as the play style and everything, which I actually do enjoy the way they did Arceus. It's so much better than some of the old Pokemon games. So, yeah, sorry. So there you go. If you were wondering which other Pokemon are not going to be actually in Scarlet and Violet, there you go. There's 9 Pokemon right there that are not going to be in. Unless you're on your PC and you emulate it and make it a mod to put in. That's true. Yeah, but that's... I'm talking about via official means. Yeah, via official means you will not be able to add it. Am I getting both games? No. I'm only getting the one. Because to complete the Pokédex in that game, I can just ask one of you who buys the other version to trade it to me, and then we just trade it right back. So yeah, I'm probably gonna get Violet. I've kind of already made my decision. I want to get Violet. So any of you who get Scarlet, if you want to complete the Pokédex, once we get like the final Pokemon that's in our particular version, yeah, we can swap them, and then we'll swap right back so we can get the little Pokédex entry. No, Strom, go away. Go away. Oh my god. You won't get a lawsuit, it's legal. Well, here's the thing. The way that works, and it's a very touchy thing. I got to be careful with what I say because Nintendo is incredibly litigious when it comes to stuff like this. If you... How can I put it? Emulation, as far as how the laws are concerned in the state of California, emulation is legal. However, it's apparently illegal to copy a game or make a copy of all the data, such as making a ROM. It's really strange the way it all works. It's like illegal to sell ROMs for money, obviously, because you're basically just reselling the game. It's just a very kind of there's a lot of gray area when it comes to emulation. But just to kind of put it much more simply, according to the laws in California, emulation is legal. You are able to back up your games. You are not allowed to distribute them. But you are, by law, allowed to emulate your games, even mod your games if you want to. But that's something that you kind of just do on your own. So if you do that, that's fine, because, I mean, who's really going to find out? But yeah, you can do that, and you can mod the game if you want to. Like I said, you just can't turn around and try and sell it. Yeah, can't do that. So just gotta be careful. Oh, it's fine, Lady DS. Yeah, this is a news show. This is all about TCGs and stuff. That's what this is. Yeah, if I were doing like a show where we were gonna do like battles and stuff, then I would name it as such. I would name it like Pokemon TCG Online or something. Yeah, technically you are allowed to back up games, and then what you do with that game, as long as you don't redistribute it, apparently it's fine. That's the big thing, though. That's the big crux, is that there's always been a situation where if a game is backed up, it somehow always ends up getting out into the public, and then people go and they find the ROM and they download it and they play it without ever actually buying a license for the game. That's the argument from all of these companies, is that, well, you know, a lot of people are downloading this when they should have been buying the game, which I can kind of understand. But yeah, there is no actual law saying that you can't do that. In fact, the law is very much for emulation. But certain companies, especially Nintendo, they are hardcore about that stuff. Very hardcore about that stuff. In fact, there have been several videos on YouTube that show you actually how to go and do emulation. And one of the videos had just like a small, like 3-second clip of, I think it was one of the Mario games running on a Steam Deck, which is actually a really awesome handheld. I wish I could get one. It was running on a Steam Deck because he flashed it and set up an emulator on the Steam Deck, and he decided to play one of the old Mario games. And he did that, and he didn't mention Nintendo. He didn't mention Mario. It was just a 3-second clip of Mario running on the Steam Deck, and just because of that 3-second clip, Nintendo hit him with a DMCA. Just for that. They are very hardcore when it comes to that sort of stuff. You have to be very, very careful with them. It's very, very... They just... Even the thing is, though, is that Nintendo in a lot of ways, they've been making themselves out to be the bad guy a lot lately. Because again, there is nothing against the law that says you cannot back up and save your games. There is nothing here on the law, at least here in the United States. It is perfectly legal to make a copy of your game, to back it up, and like stick it on your computer or your home server or something. Again, as long as it stays with you, it's perfectly fine. But even if you specifically say that's what you're going to be doing, if you put that in a video, Nintendo will hit you with a DMCA. And there's really nothing wrong with, with what you're doing, and Nintendo knows that. Nintendo knows that if this were to ever go to court, that they would lose. But they are betting on the fact that they are Nintendo. They are a multi-billion-dollar company with enough lawyers to fill up a football stadium. And little old me, like say, for instance, if I were to go and do that, little old me with just, minimum, life savings and running a tiny little business, I certainly don't have the money to see this through court. And you know how companies like Nintendo work when it comes to litigation. They will flood you with paperwork. Like literally, you will be up to your neck in paperwork with all the motions and stuff and arguments, and you got to prep for, you got a trial, and they know that. They know that people just don't have the money to defend it. And so that's why they do the DMCAs, knowing most people will not fight them. They just won't. In fact, I think there actually has been a case that somebody actually did take to trial, and they won. They beat Nintendo, but Nintendo doesn't care because, again, they have all the money in the world. If they don't have Pokemon assets, then it's legal. I remember that Nintendo wasn't playing. Wait, Hammer, so if that's true, why has Pokemon Showdown not been taken down yet? What is Pokemon Showdown? I'm curious. Pokemon Showdown. Oops. Showdown. Battle Simulator. Build your own. Okay, play online or install for Windows. I think like this sort of thing, I believe is also fine as long as you don't make money on it. However, again, I'm not a lawyer, obviously, but from what I'm seeing here, if Nintendo really wanted to, they could actually pursue this. Because even though it's fan-made, they are making money on this. And you can tell they're making money. Or they're at least making some of the money back that they may have invested in the development of it. So it is possible that Nintendo just hasn't messed with these guys, or I don't know what the deal is here, but this actually, I don't know, man. I guess I would probably, at this point, I would have to probably just ask a lawyer. Because this looks very much like they are making money. And I know you may say, oh, no, they're not making money. It's free. No. You know how I can tell they're making money? Take a look at this website. Notice anything? Keep looking. You'll see it. In case you're not seeing it. This ad. And this ad down here. They have monetized the website. That means that they are making money via Google AdSense. So Nintendo could argue that they are using the Pokemon property to make money via ads. Again, I don't know exactly how that would work out in court. So yeah. And again, like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so I'm not going to really say if this is or is not, but I can kind of see, like, if Nintendo wanted to complain about this, I could see that they would have a leg to stand on here because they're monetizing the site. But then again, I guess the person who has this site up could just say, oh, well, the ads are there just to pay for like the web hosting or something, which I guess you could argue, but at the same, I don't know, that's where things get really, really gray. Yeah, that's where it goes beyond my scope of knowledge with this, because I don't know how you would really argue it. That's when the lawyers step in. Because, yeah, I don't know how this would be argued, because Nintendo would obviously argue, well, you're using our intellectual property and putting ads on here, so you're making money. It may not be a lot of money, but it's making money. But yeah, I don't know how that would work out. But yeah, that's it. It looks interesting. I never even knew about this. Yeah, I never heard about this. Oh, it's got a GitHub repository too. That's really nice. Cool. Calm down, Froggy. They're not real. They're just anime boobs. Yeah, it's not what you think it is, buddy. So yeah, this is where I would probably be like, okay, lawyers, you gonna step up, man? You gonna tell us if this is good or not? And even then, an attorney doesn't necessarily know how this would play out in court. An attorney would probably sit there, assess the situation, and probably tell you how they would argue it, either being for or against it. Like if their client was defending themselves from, say a lawsuit from Nintendo, that lawyer would tell you, okay, well, this is what I would do to defend. This is what I would say. This is how I would, pose the argument. Just because a lawyer says it is or is not legal doesn't always necessarily mean that it's a black and white thing. The program itself requires a DS-ROM, but to run its own different program, so legally it's... I'm going to say that if it's still up, Nintendo is probably trying to figure out a way to get it taken down. But since they have lost some court cases when it comes to this, yeah, that's going to be real interesting. Not sure how that's gonna play out there. That's very, very interesting. But hey, guess what? It's time for sponsors. That's right. We have sponsors for our show. It's been up for 11 years. Okay. If it's been up that long, it's probably going to stick around. But it's time for sponsors. That's right. We have sponsors. Can you believe it, guys? We actually have sponsors for our show. I know, right? It's incredible. It's like, whoa, you got sponsors. Yes, we got sponsors. Our first sponsor is me. No, it's not that game. I hate that game so much. Froggy, that's actually a good joke, Frog. But yeah, absolutely not. Even if they did give me a bunch of money, I'd be like, no. I hate that game so much. I wish that game would just die. But apparently, from what I understand, is that the game itself is run by... it was initially developed for an individual who just has way too much money. So, yeah, he's not going to be running out anytime soon. So, there you go. But yeah, our sponsors are me. That's right. If you want cards, you can visit our card store over on the website. We don't have a website. Oh, yeah, we have a website. But yeah, here's the link to the card store. This is the best way to probably show us a little love. tcgview.com/cards for Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Weiss Schwartz, Force of Will, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft cards still selling. Still selling. Kind of amazing. Yeah. I actually just had a big order for some World of Warcraft cards 2 days ago. Guy bought $15 worth of WoW cards. I was like, oh, dude, that's awesome. Thank you. So yeah, they still sell. They don't sell a lot, but they do sell maybe about once or twice a month. So yeah, that's pretty nice. Do you open up on live stream? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Do I open my shirt? No. No, my shirt stays buttoned. I'm trying to tame these beasts. I was about to say we have another sponsor, Hammer. That's right, Hammer is one of our sponsors. He sent us most recently. He sent us a bunch of cards, a bunch of Magic the Gathering cards, and he also sent us some sealed boosters, which we do have a video for. The video for those sealed boosters is already on the channel. So is the opening for that first Magic the Gathering box. The cards, dude. I have so many booster pack openings on my channel. Like literally, I've got probably a couple hundred at least of various booster pack openings, whether it be just like a like a Pokemon Elite Trainer box or an entire booster box of like Yu-Gi-Oh or Magic or yeah, I do lots and lots of openings. The only thing is that to do openings, it can get a little expensive because even if I do a smaller opening, like if I just like open a Pokemon 10 is like my cost like $18, and that's per 10, and it's just for one video. If I open something like a booster box, depending on the game and the set, it can run anywhere from $40 all the way up to $150, depending on, again, like I said, game and set. I got lucky though. Most recently, I did a couple of openings for Force of Will. In fact, one of the Force of Will videos I still need to upload, but I did a Force of Will opening and I posted, I think, a week ago, and I only paid about $23 per booster box for those Force of Will booster boxes, and I got 2. So that was pretty nice. Now I say $23 isn't bad because that was a booster box of Force of Will, 36 packs. That was a lot of cards. So the videos are nice and long. But yeah, plenty of openings. I've done 2 or 3 openings for Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels from the Deep. I might actually get another box of Duels from the Deep because that set just sells so well right now. YouTube does not actually give me much as far as money. They actually don't. And the biggest problem is that my watch time, unfortunately, has been coming down, which is not good. That's a big statistic because there are certain things within the YouTube algorithm that you really need to hit in order to get your video in front of more eyeballs, for it to appear in search results, for it to appear just kind of randomly saying, hey, you might enjoy this video, that kind of thing. The big problem is that, like, if I make a video that's, say, 15 minutes long and people only watch like a minute of the video, that's called an abandonment rate. And if your abandonment rate is too high, it will sometimes consider your video low quality. And so it will knock it all the way down to the bottom of the rankings. So yeah, that hurts. So anytime somebody watches my video, if they end up watching at least like half of it, then awesome. YouTube's like, okay, that's fine, that's cool. But again, if it's like a 20-minute video and you watch like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, YouTube's like, nah, not worth it, and just pushes it aside. Unfortunately, that's how it is, man. That's YouTube. That's part of the algorithm. So yeah, watch time is a big deal. Gotta have that watch time. It's not enough to just make a long video. People actually have to stick around for it. And if they don't, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, like booster pack openings, that kind of stuff. I actually enjoy those videos. I don't enjoy just making them, but I like watching them. Like, there are several channels or several people that I watch, and I generally only watch the videos where they do like booster pack openings because I think it's fun. Sometimes it's just fun to sit there with a stack of booster packs and just open up, see what you get. So, and again, when you're opening up a box of 36 booster packs, it's going to be a longer video. It's just how it is. But I'll sit there and watch it for 20 minutes, or I'll at least have it on, and I'll kind of split my time paying attention to the video and maybe doing something else here on the side. But I'll always look back over to see, okay, well, that booster pack sucked. What was the next one? What was in the next one? And I'll watch the whole video. I'll let it sit there for 20 minutes, and I'm fine with that. But, especially this day and age, a lot of people's attention spans aren't really that long. So it's a little hard sometimes to kind of, have somebody just sit down and watch like a 20-minute video. Most people don't do that. Most people, especially with the younger generation, it's kind of the TikTok generation. And how long is a TikTok video? A minute, maybe? At most. Most of them are like 20 seconds, 30 seconds. So there you go. There's your attention span. Most of them can sit there and watch a 30-second TikTok video. That's fine. But they won't sit and watch like a 15-minute YouTube video. Unless it's something very specific that they want to see. How's the 40-minute box opening video doing? I can look. Let me see. Let me refresh this. View count wise, not so great. Average view duration isn't terrible. And again, this is a 40-minute and 40-second video we're talking about. Average view duration is 9 minutes and 19 seconds. which is far better than my usual. But again, it's a 40-minute video. So, yeah, that's you would hope that it would, because I'll tell you right now, if I did a 40-minute video and the average watch time was like 2 minutes, I would be depressed out of my mind, because that would mean that pretty much nobody is sticking around through it. Because that happens a lot. Sometimes, you make a video, and again, you've noticed this before. I may have 2,350 subs, but a lot of my videos will only get a few dozen views. Like, with all these subs, how come we're only getting this many views? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. I would say more than half of the people that are subscribed to you almost never come back. Even though they're still subscribed to you, they just don't come back for various reasons. Be it a lot of the times they'll just make a Google account, they'll subscribe, and then they'll get a new phone and they'll just dump the Google account because they've moved from like Android to like, iOS or something. And they don't even try to carry over the account. They're just like, what the hell, I'll just make another account, because it doesn't really matter to them. Here's something that is kind of depressing. The impressions click-through rate is very low for this video. It is 0.9%. That's very bad. Generally, you want an impressions click-through rate of about 6 or 7%. That's pretty good. But yeah, 0.9% is very, very low. That from the numbers I'm seeing here, it looks like only one person has done a click-through impression. A click-through impression is like when you watch a YouTube video and it gets to the end, and at the end of the video, how it will splash up on your screen a series of other videos that you may want to watch. That is an impression click-through. Or if you click on that video, that is a click-through. But if it just splashes on your screen and you just see it, that's an impression. But when you actually click the video to watch it, that's impression click-through. So yeah, it looks like only a single person has actually done that. And I can see how long people watch the video. Like, people that actually come through and see the video, I can see who watches it, and I can see how long they were there. Yeah, that's another thing, the notification bell. At this point, I don't even really say like that stuff in the video, because it's not like YouTube 15 years ago, when you were just getting started. It was back, 2006, 2007, when YouTube was very new. It's like, oh, hey, subscribe to me, that kind of stuff. At this point, YouTube has been around so long, people know. People know. People know that if they want to get more of your stuff, that they will subscribe. You don't even have to tell them anymore. At least in my opinion, you don't. Give us a thumbs up. Okay, I know, I get it. YouTube's been around a while now. I get it. It's been around 16 years. I understand there's a thumbs up button. I understand you want me to subscribe. I understand you want me to click the little bell. Some people just still don't do it, but anyway, that's just how it is. But yeah, so we were doing sponsor spots, and now we're talking about YouTube algorithms. Okay, let's go on to something a little bit lighter now. Things are getting a little weird here. Here we go. Let's get back to some of the weird news. Here. Oh, this is funny. Here we go. 10 anime characters who would be third-rate duelists in Yugioh. Yeah! I'm kind of interested in seeing who these characters are. Okay. In the world of Yu-Gi-Oh, not every duelist can be the king of games. For every Duel Monsters champion and tournament winner, there must be losers, and some of the worst duelists simply don't have what it takes, even if they believe in the heart of the cards, like me. Weak skills and iffy shuffling will trample that heart flat. Anime characters will thrive in Pegasus' Duelist Kingdom or Sotokawa's Battle City if they are clever tacticians and skilled gamers, while other anime characters would be hilariously adept at this game. That's very true. Such anime characters prefer to fight with brute force, or they are too reckless or impatient to form complex strategies or navigate a complex state in the game. Yeah. Apparently, oh man, they don't put pictures. Oh man, I wish they would have put pictures, because I don't know who half of these people are. Unisuka Hashabira has no patience for cards. I guess they're from Demon Slayer? Who is this person? I don't know who this is. I have to look this up now. Apparently, the protagonists of Demon Slayer would have a rough time playing Duel Monsters or similar card games from other franchises. In fact, they would even struggle with simpler, more universal games like poker and blackjack. And Duel Monsters is on a whole other level, which it is. Hashabira, for example, has no patience for games or other activities since he operates purely by instinct. He's more used to swordplay and wilderness survival game, and games like Duel Monsters would just confuse him. Thank you for the subscribe. I appreciate that. Apparently, who is? I guess he's one of the protagonists from Demon Slayer. Is that kid? Now I gotta find him. What's okay? Can I just do a search? Wow, it doesn't let me search. Highlight. Oh, here we go. Search the web. Images. Hopefully nothing terrible shows up. Oh, it's this guy. Okay. Oh, okay. Now I know who he is. Oh, yeah. That's a weird looking guy. Okay. Hida Tanado isn't very creative. Kami can't communicate. Okay, this isn't as funny as I thought it would be. The reason why it's not that funny is because I have no idea who these people are. Nifuji simply can't win. Watakoi. Katarina Clace from different kind of games. My next life is a villainess. Oh, My Hero Academia. I'm familiar with that. Oh my gosh, the guy from Bleach. The Legend of Korra. Bolin. Okay, I know who Bolin is. Miran Kitagawa does things by feel. My dress-up darling? Oh, Spy X Family. Heard of this one. Anya Forger can't win, even by telepathy. It's true that little Anya Forger has telepathic powers, but even with this advantage, she wouldn't get very far in Duel's Kingdom or Battle City. Anya would really struggle with Duel Monsters' mini rules and cards, as her terrible study and skills would suggest. Anya has had her moments, but only if she can make up her own rules and get creative with the resources around her. But the rigid, complex rules of Duel Monsters would strangle Anya's creativity and lead to her doom. That it would. Dr. Stone. Yeah, see, most of these I don't even recognize. Anya Forger. She's that little girl, right? Is that who that is? Yeah, it's the little girl. Okay. She's actually kind of funny, but yeah. Yeah, that's Anya Forger for you. What is she, like 10? I don't know how old this girl is. Oh wait, describes her as appearing about 4 to 5 years old at the oldest. Okay. Apparently she's a child? Just an absolute child. Okay. Well, yeah. So apparently they would be third-rate duelists. Or I don't know. They wouldn't be... Because think of it. According to Kaiba, Joey is a third-rate duelist. So... and Joey's actually pretty good. He's not amazing, but he's pretty good. So I think Joey would beat these guys. So maybe they're fourth-rate. I don't know how that would work. But okay, moving on. Yep. Oh my god. I didn't even know if I really wanted to cover this. This is a little dark. But yeah, this is an article from Kotaku. I'll put it up on the screen. 10 Pokemon that should die. That's the actual name of the article by Mr. Ian Walker. Yep, that's it. 10 Pokemon that should die. Pokemon, they come in all shapes and sizes with enough diversity that everyone can find at least one they like. And though it's difficult to have beef or pork with many of them, odds are you're going to run into a few bad apples when they have over 900 of something. Humans are imperfect, of course. Some misplaced disdain is inevitable, even when it comes to cartoon creatures. Oh my god. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go through the list here. Raticate. Alright, Raticate. Oh, they're not even giving descriptions. They're just going through them all. Okay, so Raticate apparently should die. I can kind of agree. I'm not a huge fan of Raticate. I just don't like that thing. It's just weird. I know it's supposed to be a rat, and it's supposed to be like infectious and that sort of thing. Yeah, Raticate. Can Hunter die? I don't know what that means. Oh, you just saw that? Okay. But yeah, apparently Raticate needs to die, which I completely agree with. Crocona. I don't know about him. I mean, he's fine. I mean, he's definitely not anybody's favorite, but he's fine. I don't see the point of killing him off. I mean, I guess he's all right. He's one of the ones that should not be in Scarlet and Violet. Seems like a total non-biased article. But yeah, if Crocodile did not show up in the next game, I would not care. I think I actually have one of him in... wasn't he in BDSP? Because I'm pretty sure, because I think I've faced him before. I don't know if I actually caught one, but I'm pretty sure I've faced him. You get it? He's a ghost. All right, let's see. Manectric. You know, I kind of agree. I just don't like this guy. I just never have. He was in Sword and Shield. He just, I don't know. Manectric just, he feels very generic. I know isn't he one of the older Pokemon? He just feels very generic. Like they just like, okay, we need a dog type electric thing. So let's just make one. Okay, there you go, Manectric. Yeah, I'm not crazy about him. He could probably go away and I wouldn't care. Yeah, I don't really care about him. Oh look, Phantom's here. He's here for the boobs. You're here for the boobs, but you're staying for the Pokemon. Yes, we're going over an article in which the name of the article is, no joke, 10 Pokemon that must die, or that should die. Oh my god. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Manectric, he could die, I wouldn't care. What do we got here? Gliscor. Gliscor is actually an Arceus. Huh. You know, I don't really know about him. I've had him on my team for a little bit, mostly just to level him up. He wasn't horrible by any means. But again, he's not one of my like go-to Pokemon. Honestly, if he wasn't in the game, I probably wouldn't notice. So again, I wouldn't say he must die or should die, but if he did die, I'd be like, eh. That's about it. Yeah. Can't really say what the deal is there. Okay, moving on from Gliscor. Semipour. I've actually never played with this guy. I have no clue if he's any good or not. I've never played a Pokemon game with him in it. Actually, wait, was Semipour available in Sword and Shield? I don't think it was. I don't remember ever seeing it. Yeah, I don't think it was in that game. And again, this is, you know, my Pokemon game experience is very limited. I've only done 3 games. Well, 3, you know, Nintendo, like, games, that kind of thing. So, yeah. Okay. I don't know about that guy. Barbaracle. Oh, God. This guy is actually annoying. He's actually very, very annoying. Yeah, I can see why he needs to go away. I'm not a fan of him. Don't like him at all. And again, you have to admit, there are definitely certain Pokemon that you just look at them and you're like, you know, I could never see you again and I'd be just fine. He's probably one of them. So, yeah, he could go away. I don't care about him either. Turtonator? This guy's okay. He's fine. He's just a basic. He doesn't have any evolutions or anything. He's a very defensive Pokemon. I don't see any real problem with him, though. Huh. See, that's the thing. He just puts the list up here, but he doesn't explain why he feels that they should die. It's kind of insane. I don't get that. We're gonna cover that in a minute, Hammer. Calm down. Like I said, just chill. We will get to that. I don't understand what the problem with Turtonator is. Stonejourner. Oh. I was never a huge fan of him. He's kind of goofy looking. Yeah, again, I've never really used him on my teams. Yeah, I don't really care about him. Zaruda. Oh, the monkey boy, the green monkey. I think I only have a single copy of him. I think. Wasn't he in Sword and Shield? I think he was. I think he was, but yeah, he could probably die. I wouldn't care. Who do we got? Oh my gosh, Quoxley. What is Quoxley? I have never heard of this little guy. Who is Quoxley? Was he a starter at some point? He looks like he would be a starter. Okay, I gotta look this up. Who is Quoxley? Okay, we're going to Bullpedia. Duckling Pokemon. Let's see, was he a starter? Oh, go away, ads. Along with Foxley is one of 3 starters from Pokemon. Oh, he's one of the new ones. Okay, that's why I've never heard of him. Okay, there you go. He's not even out yet, and this guy's already saying he should die. That's so strange. Okay, so he's not even officially out yet, but this dude's already saying, "Yeah, go away." Come on, man, don't be that mean. So he's one of the new starters. Okay, that's why I was like, I never seen this guy before. This is Quoxley. He's one of the. He's gonna be in. He's one of the new starters, I guess, because it's him. It's the cat, and then what was the other one? I forgot. I don't even care. But yeah, that's Quoxley apparently. The opinions expressed above belong entirely to the writer and do not constitute the views of Kotaku as a whole. I would imagine so. The blog is meant as a parody. Oh, really? Ah, not legitimate calling for the deaths of individual Pokemon. Under no circumstances should you take any of this seriously. Like, really, it's Friday. Allow yourself some levity. The world is hard enough as it is. I hope you all have a good weekend. That's actually pretty funny. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh my god. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'd actually heard about the Pokemon thing. I heard about it some time ago. That's why this was something that it's just kind of hitting the news now, but I'd heard about this months ago, and that's why I knew there was going to be not necessarily a collapse, but definitely a downturn. Yeah, on the value of sealed product and single cards and all that stuff. Yeah, the whole 9 billion thing was, and the weird thing is this is that this is how can I put this? Here, we'll read the article, and then I can give you all of my opinions and my views on it, and that's fine. And then, of course, you guys can share me, what you think. Pokemon Company printed 9 billion Pokemon cards last year, doubling production to stop speculators scoring 350-fold returns on rare cards. Go away, Fortune. Let's see. Roughly 30% of all Pokemon playing cards in 1997 card trading, based on the Japanese animations, were printed in the last 2 years. The reason? Speculative traders. We knew they were in the market. I knew they were in the market. It's that's no surprise. Last year, the Pokemon Company, a joint venture between game publisher Nintendo and 2 other companies that manage all Pokemon products, said it was, quote, aware that some fans are experiencing difficulties purchasing certain Pokemon cards. Due to high demand, and promised to reprint impacted products at maximum capacity. In June, the Pokemon Company revealed what maximum capacity meant. According to the company's website, the group printed a whopping 9 billion playing cards between March of 2021 and March of 2022. That's more than doubling the 3.7 billion cards the company printed a year prior, and well above the company's annual average of 1 billion new cards. To date, the Pokemon Company has printed roughly 43.2 billion cards since its launch. The overprinting is working. Charlie Herlocker, a senior consultant for CGC, a company that evaluates the quality of cards before auctions, wow, that's actually a grading card company, told Polygon. Herlocker says that even the most common cards, where'd you go, would sell for 6 cents during the height of the Pokemon craze last year. But after Pokemon's giant run, those cards now go for a penny. Yeah. Throughout 2021, retail investors flush with stimulus cash flocked to assets like cryptocurrencies and meme stocks in hope of getting a large return quickly. Others decided go invest in Pokemon cards. Okay, that is not a correct sentence. Pokemon cards are distributed in booster packs sold at a uniform price of $4, which has gone up, that contain a mix of common, uncommon, and rare cards. Rare cards can resold for as wow, this is a terrible writer. Or I should say editor, because the editor is supposed to go in and fix this stuff. Can be resold for more than the cost of the pack. In April 2021, lucky owners could flip a, quote, shiny Charizard VMAX card released just 2 months earlier for over 350 times the price of the pack. or 1,400. That does not seem right. Where in the world did they get that number? The potential return has since dropped to mere 75 times. Okay, that does not seem right. I want to know where they got these numbers from, because I have never seen a modern shiny Charizard VMAX sell for $1,400. And anybody who bought it for that much is a moron. That's, yeah, I challenge the validity of this. I gotta see where they got the numbers from. Even older rare cards can sell for astronomical sums of money. Earlier last year, a holographic Charizard card from 1999 sold on eBay for $311,000. Influencer Logan Paul bought an even rarer Pikachu Illustrator card, a limited run item issued in 1988 as an award for an illustration contest, for $5.2 million in April this year. Maybe PSA 10. Even PSA 10, I would not say that that's a $1,400 card. No way. Absolutely not. It's a modern card. Yeah, modern cards should not be... They should not hold that much value. Even graded. Unless it is purposefully made insanely rare. And what I mean by that is, for more recent times, think of like collector's rares. Well, maybe not even collector's rares, because those are actually sort of common compared to some other ones. Think of like Starlight rares. Those are actually really hard to get. And even those, some of them do not sell for $1,400. Like, you can get some Starlight rares that are like $80, $90. Or you could get one, that actually is playable, and you could get maybe $200 or $300 for them. That seems more reasonable, but $1,400 seems very, very suspect. Like I said, I would like to know where they got that number from. Logan Paul put a Pikachu Illustrator. Thought that card was a myth. Nope, it's real. Or a misprint. Well, even then, the misprints, the values on those are very weird. Let me see. Let's get back. Where was I? April. Okay, the potential earnings led crazed collectors to strip store shelves clean of Pokemon booster packs in the hope of scoring a rare card. Interest in Pokemon trading cards as an asset surged so high last year that card grading companies' auditors that value the worth of playing card collectibles were reporting wait times of at least 10 months to value a Pokemon card. That is absolutely true. But the rush of speculators left players who actually wanted to play the game struggling to buy new cards. Big box retailers like Target reportedly gave the green light to store managers to call law enforcement on collectors camping overnight to snap up new shipments of cards. Again, that's true. Now that the Pokemon Company has increased production, some of the mania around the Pokemon market appears to be cooling off. Other meme investments, options like NFTs and GameStop stock that rose to prominence during the pandemic, those asset classes have plunged in value in recent months, in part due to the U.S. Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes sparking a flight to safer assets. Pokemon card collectors, however, can instead blame the Pokemon Company's inflation-taming card printing for their evaporating returns. But Pokemon card players may be thankful that cards are on the store shelves again. That is true. This is the thing that I need everybody to understand here. This number right here, it is true. However, that is all Pokemon cards in the world. Okay? That is all Pokemon cards in the world. Not just in English, but also in the other various languages, because they do kind of print them all collectively. In fact, I don't think... Yeah, I can't think of an area where the Pokemon Company outsources the printing of their cards. I know that they have companies that they depend on, but they tend to keep a very tight hold on how those cards are printed and distributed. And obviously, if they put in an order for so much, that's how much they're going to print. So again, the 9 billion Pokemon card thing is true. The thing is, you have to understand that this number was put in this headline just to get you to click it. Like I said, it isn't necessarily not true, so it's debatable on if it is clickbait. Since it is true. However, again, it's true that there are just so many more people in the space now. And yes, a lot of speculators came in. And like I said, someone like me who's been in the business a while, and you all know I've been selling the Pokemon cards and stuff, I even said it. If you look back at some of my old videos and we talked about this, I knew it was coming. It was going to happen. Pokemon is not going to leave all that money on the table. They are going to print the absolute living heck out of the cards. And that's what they've done. That's why I personally have not been investing very much money into Pokemon product. Like for a little while I was buying the tins, but the reason I kept doing those tin videos is because I was getting the tins cheap. And they were cheap because there was a lot of them. There you go. But yeah, that's why I'm kind of, backing off a bit from Pokemon. I'm not buying the massive amount of products that I was before, simply because, thank you. Somebody was leaving my car jack here at my door. Anyway, but yeah, that was something that I saw coming, and like I said, that's why I'm not carrying as much. I'm leaving. I have dropped some of the prices on my Pokemon cards. Like some cards that I was asking like 8 or 9 cents for before, I'm now asking maybe 5 cents for, so I have dropped them a bit. But I'm going to leave it alone at that. If anything, what I have been doing, or what I'm definitely speculating on, is I'm looking for sellers who are actually selling their Pokemon cards for a penny each, and I'm looking to buy them out. Not necessarily commons, but I'm shifting my focus as far as Pokemon cards from just like regular common stuff to uncommons. Because interestingly enough, uncommons seem to be a very happy medium between, affordability as far as, how much I would pay for them and the ability to resell them. Common cards, again, like if you take a look at even the cards here, like this Caterpie, that card, I could put it at a penny and it would still sit on my shelf for like 3 months. Nobody would buy it. But the uncommons, that's a little different because some of them are much more useful. And they tend to age better too. Commons don't age as well as uncommons and even some rares. The reason I'm not including rares in that is because people have this idea that just because a card is listed as rare, that it already has this intrinsic value attached to it. I can tell you right now, even if you get a rare card, and I mean rare, just the regular rare Pokemon with a little star at the bottom, some people have this idea that those cards are already worth like 50 cents. They're not. There are plenty of rares out there that sell for a dime. So it's there's a lot more to it. But in a nutshell, like I said, I'm kind of backing off Pokemon a little bit. Certain new products that come out, I'll get a little here and there, but I'm not dumping like $1,000 into Pokemon right now. I'm just not doing it. That's why I have shifted to other games. That's why you've been seeing on the channel, you've been seeing more Yu-Gi-Oh openings. You've seen the Force of Will openings. Again, it just makes sense to move into some of these other games. I will still do some Pokemon openings if I'm able to get product at very cheap prices, which is actually very, very possible. Well, you're not backing off sending Pokemon. That's fine. If you send me Pokemon stuff, I'll open it. I have no problem with that. But yeah, a lot of these cards, there are a lot of them. There is a huge bulk. I think long term, though, it'll be fine. And the reason it will be fine is if you think back to the origins of Pokemon back in the late 90s, how many people who had the cards back then still have those same cards? You're leaving. Okay, see you later, gaming. How many of those people still have those cards? Some people do. Most people don't. A lot of them get played with. They get bent, creased, destroyed, abandoned, trashed. So yes, there will be a larger glut of cards, say 10 years from now, from this particular era. There will be a larger glut of cards, but the amount will still eventually come down. Because again, like I said, a lot of these cards get just destroyed. So kind of how it is. It's not a huge deal. Like I said, as far as the player, this is excellent news if you're an actual player. If you're looking to collect for value, not a great time for singles. Simply because, again, unless it's Common cards are, I don't want to say completely worthless, but mostly worthless, because again, they're only going for a few pennies at most. If you do happen to get like an alternate art card, great, but those are very hard to come by. Even a lot of the VMAX cards, they're simply not worth what they were, say, a year and a half ago. They're just not. Like I've gotten several VMAX cards that you would think would be worth good money. Like I had a Sylveon VMAX that I pulled not long ago, and you would think, oh, that's probably like an $8 or $9 card. Nope. I think I sold mine for like $3 because that's the going price for them right now. They just, yes, sealed product. See, that's the thing. Singles and sealed product are two very different. How can I put this? It's kind of the tail wagging the dog, if you really think of it, because it's the same part of the overall product, but people tend to put a premium, rightfully so, they put a premium on the sealed product because there's always that kind of gambler's fallacy that goes along with it, because you think, okay, well, here's a stack of cards that I can just look through and I can tell that this is what I'm getting. And the cards in there, I'm just not really, they just don't do anything for me. So I'm not going to pay $100 for this stack of cards. However, they will pay $100 for an Elite Trainer box that's, say, 5 years old because, hey, it's unopened. Anything could be in there, which is true. But it's a gamble. You don't know. You could drop $100 on what was once a $40 Elite Trainer box, open it, and get nothing special. That's just the way things are. And I mean, whether you open that Elite Trainer box when it first comes out or 5 years down the line, it's still the same chance that you're going to get nothing. So you have to always kind of weigh that. And that's the thing with sealed product is, how can I put this? It's, you definitely invest more money when you buy the sealed product, but sealed product will definitely go up in value over time. It will. Like I can tell you right now, looking back on even some of the first sets of, say, Yu-Gi-Oh! Like Yu-Gi-Oh! First edition, The Legend of Blue Eyes White Dragon, the very first set from Yu-Gi-Oh! The cards in that set, not good. There's a few good cards. There's like Regeki, and you've got the Exodia pieces, and you've got Dark Magician, and Blue Eyes White Dragon. I think it's Gaia, the champion. I forget his name. The Dragon Champion. There you go, Gaia the Dragon Champion. A few other kind of iconic cards. Not necessarily great cards, but they're iconic. So you could get some of those. But even though the rest of, like the commons in that set, nothing special. Lots of very normal monsters that nobody would ever really put in a deck these days. But if you go and you look at people who are, have bought and sold sealed first edition Legend of Blue Eyes boxes, those things easily go for $1,500, $2,000 because it's sealed. Because again, there's that whole gambler's fallacy of, well, there could be anything in there. Again, which is true, but you're taking that chance. You sold all your $100 or $500 expensive cards you pulled from packs. No, I actually still have some, but I have sold a few. In fact, I recently sold one of my Ghost Rares. The most recent larger sale that I've had. It wasn't that expensive. It was like $70 card. But I sold one of the Ghost Rares for about $70. MTG sealed packs from first edition. Oh, you mean alphas? Those are virtually non-existent at this point. And even if they do exist, I wouldn't buy them. Well, I guess somebody could buy them, but you're not going to get nearly as much as you think you would for it. Because when you think back to the beginning of Magic the Gathering, like I don't know how many of you are familiar with the old packs. The old packs were a little different. They were made out of, they're not like the wrappers that they have on, Magic the Gathering cards now. They were kind of like this sort of plasticky feeling sort of material that they used. And the top and the bottom of them were white and somewhat translucent. So what you could do is you could fiddle with the cards, find where the rare is supposed to be, and sort of slide it upwards above the other cards, and then actually see through the plastic to see what card it was. So you could see what the rare was. And because of that, I would imagine any alpha pack, there probably aren't any anymore, any alpha pack, any beta pack is not going to really be worth buying unless you understand that you're getting a searched pack. The rare in it is not going to be good. Now, the fact that they are alpha and beta cards is good because those cards are rare, they're hard to find, and if they're in good condition, awesome. But just know that you're getting a search pack. The same thing happened with Revised and Unlimited and 4th edition. I think it was 4th edition, yeah. But definitely Revised and Unlimited. Again, if you go and you look at those packs, you can tell when they've been searched too, because you'll see like on the material. In fact, let me see if I can find one. Magic the Gathering. Revised pack. Okay, here we go. This is actually, yeah, this is a pretty good shot here. This is actually, it's not terrible. Okay, but here we go. This right here is a revised booster pack. Again, as I was saying, the top and the bottom are white. If you slide the cards up one by one, you can actually see what they are by seeing through the translucence of the package. Now, on some of these packs, if you'll notice that there's any wrinkling of the pack right here, 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 and here, or any of the one corners, you can tell the pack has been searched. So if you get a pack with any little wrinkles there, you know you've been had. Like I said, if they sell it to you and tell you that it was a searched pack, fine. At least they're being honest with you. You know what you're getting. But that's why it's kind of hard to trust some of these older packs, because they have, a lot of them have been searched. This one, now this isn't the clearest picture, or what they could be doing is that they know that people can tell when the packs are searched, that they might have gotten a fresh pack out of a box, did the photo, and then went and did the searching of the pack. So yeah, you gotta be careful with some of those. That's why the sealed product is always better, because if you get sealed revised box, like one of these completely sealed, then you know the chances of you getting bad stuff is much more, it's much more unlikely. You could still get bad stuff. Somebody could still try and rip you off. That happens, but kind of like what happened with what's his name, Logan Paul. That happened too. I did a video about that. Remember that? Oh my god, I actually kind of felt bad for him when he opened that supposedly sealed case of Pokemon. Oh my god, that was horrific. But yeah, that's why sealed is always, you know, always got to be wondering about that kind of stuff. Are you able to weigh old Magic the Gathering packs? You can weigh anything, man. If you've got a scale, you can weigh it. Now, you got to remember, it doesn't matter with old Magic the Gathering packs because there were no foils. Now, all the old booster packs, there were no foils. If I remember, foil cards did not come out until 7th edition, which is 2002? Something like that? Yeah, so in these first packs, no, there's no foil cards. So you could weigh them, but it wouldn't matter. It would not matter at all. Yeah, the old Magic the Gathering stuff did not have foil cards. I know what you meant. I just was teasing you a little bit there, Moni. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Look at this. This is another one. The Dark. That one, oh wow, okay. I don't know if you can tell, but that pack looks searched. It's a little hard to see because of the white. Hold on. Yeah, it's still a little hard to see, but I can tell there's little wrinkles here and here. This pack was searched. Like if I saw this pack at like a shop or something and they were trying to sell it, I would know immediately that this pack was searched. So I would not buy that pack. Or, like I said, if they were just open about it and said, yes, the pack's been searched, I'm still selling it for this much. If you want it, you know, whatever. That's fine. But yeah, if they try to sell that and tell you that it's not searched, they're lying to you. Because that pack has definitely been searched. And that's part of the reason why Magic changed this. Is because they realized, even back then, that people were searching packs. And so they ended up changing the way they did the packs and stuff. But yeah, old dark packs. Wow. That set was interesting. Weatherlight. Oh man, now I'm going down a rabbit hole of old Magic. Here you go. Weatherlight is still one of the earlier sets, but as you can see, they changed the packaging. See, now it's one of those packs where you can't really, you can't see through it, so it's, there's no issue with searching it. And again, Weatherlight is a set that was still early on, and so there were no foil cards, so you couldn't tell. And in fact, a lot of these older sets, they didn't have symbols as far as what the card rarity was. Like if you open this booster pack, like with Magic the Gathering, Modern Magic the Gathering, common cards have just the regular black little set symbol. Uncommons have like a gray set symbol. Rare cards have a gold symbol. And Mythics have like a reddish kind of symbol. So you can tell what the rarity of the card is. In these older sets, they didn't have that. So you could, like if you took one of these packs right now and opened it, you wouldn't be able to tell just by looking at the card what the rare was unless you were already familiar with the product. Like if you already knew, okay, well that's a rare in this set. But otherwise on the card itself, there's no way to tell. I'm trying to remember when they first implemented that. I remember it was definitely an Onslaught. In the Onslaught block, I know they started doing the color coding. I think it was probably 2001. I think when they started doing the rarities, the variations of the colors and stuff, so that you could much more easily tell. But even then, back then, there were no mythic cards. There was just it was common, uncommon, rare. That's it. You didn't have any mythics. Okay, moving on from that. 9 billion Pokemon cards. Oh, here's a nice little something different. Pokemon Scarlet and Violet potential leaks suggest new Tauros forms and Prime Ape evolutions. There have been surprising rumors and potential leaks for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Well ahead of the November 18th release, one of these supposed leakers suggests that there could be upcoming Tauros forms appearing in the game, along with Primeape receiving an evolution. Ooh. Primeape is getting an evolution? Wasn't he... Because wasn't it Mankey and then he turned into Primeape? So we're going to get a level 2 now? I think that's how it worked. Primeape. Okay, come on, give me Bulpedia. There we go. Yeah, because he was, isn't he a level 1? Or... I could be... Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, Mankey to Primeape. Okay, so we've got so this is going to basically finish out the evolution here. Okay, so Mankey to Primeape, and then he may get a level 2. Okay, interesting. But yeah, receiving an evolution. For Tauros forms, the leaker suggests that 3 additional forms might center around this Pokemon on top of the original form. One of these forms will have a new type, and the 2 others will have 2 different types, adding a good deal of variety to the normal type Pokemon from the Kanto region, giving players renewed reason to check it out. The unique Tauros forms would be based on the location you find it in while exploring Scarlet and Violet. Oh, that could be interesting. The second piece of information from the leaker concerns Primeape evolution. Leaker shared few details, but they drew an emoji of what the evolution would look like, and they also suggest Primeape could be fighting in... Ooh! Primeape can be fighting in Ghost type. The leaker drew out emoji that has a fog-like aura around this Pokemon with fists and feet sticking out. Okay, that looks weird. Did I pay too much? What are you talking about? Ooh. That's a little high. I'm not sure I would have paid that much for it. Not for a black and white base set pack. I would not have done that. That is my opinion. I would not have paid that much for it. Excuse me. However, all this information will be taken with a grain of salt. We have no concrete information if this will be true. We still await any further any information or trailers from Game Freak about Scarlet and Violet, and the team is holding many details close to their chest. Nevertheless, the Pokemon community is eager to learn more, with many discussing the potential time travel mechanic that could be happening and how it will tie this world together, along with the many other Pokemon that could receive new forms and evolutions. All you want is a Mega Evolutions pack? Please, Game Freak. That would be kind of interesting to see what they come up with Primeape. I don't mind the variations for Tauros. It's like he's getting a little love there. That's cool. Let me see. Does this... Oh, this is a Reddit link. I need to be careful with Reddit. Yeah, I gotta be real careful with this because they sometimes... Here, let me fade this out real quick. Okay, it's nothing funky. Okay, yeah, it doesn't tell us anything we didn't already know. Okay, that's fine. But I wouldn't mind seeing some Tauros stuff. I've never been a big fan of Tauros, but it's always kind of neat to see the different versions. Kind of like how we have some of the Hisuian versions of other Pokemon. I thought that was pretty cool. Like the Hisuian version of Sorua. Pretty nice looking. I like that one. Even the shiny version is actually not bad looking. Or Zoroark. All right, let's see. Oh, here's a little something. I just kind of wanted to throw this in. Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel opens pre-registration in most regions ahead of wider launch. So yeah, apparently if you actually want to play Cross Duel, now is a good time to sign up. It says right here, if you've been keeping up with the news surrounding upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh! Products and games, you've likely heard of Yu-Gi-Oh! Cross Duel, and now Konami has finally given a small update on the game's availability in the form of pre-registration campaign. The release of Cross Duel has been very strange, as the game went quiet for almost half a year to start 2022, and Konami provided no information before shadow dropping the game in a very limited fashion for players in Canada, Hong Kong, and the Netherlands on July 6th. So apparently Moni can play Cross Duel. There you go, man. Go download it. You can check it out for us. I downloaded it when I was in the beta, but I just didn't really pay attention to it. Players initially thought release would lead to a staggered rollout over the course of the following week, similar to how Master Duel was handled back in January, but it ended up being more of a soft launch or a limited beta ahead of an official launch for the mobile game. So, yeah, as a result of the non-staggered release, Konami once again went dark, with the only information about Cross Duel coming out of players actually able to access the game until late last night, when details about the wider launch were shared by new official Cross Duel accounts. No official release date was given in additional regions, but a pre-registration campaign was announced for the game via Konami's website. Also, the English trailer is now available to view, though it is currently unlisted on YouTube for some reason. You see, is this a link to the video? We can watch this. I like the little animations. Those are neat. 4-player match mode.
It's the main phase of the first turn.
Really? You put that in defense? Oh, you can summon multiple monsters?
Full speed ahead.
Oh, okay. I think I see what they're doing here.
You never cease to amaze me.
Oh my gosh, Kaiba is actually complimenting us. That's insane. How's that possible? I imagine you're gonna have a pretty good mobile device to play this game. Look at these animations. Dude, I played the beta of this game almost a year ago. In fact, I think it was more than a year ago, so the game looks very different. Oh, Reigns. Sevens? Oh, cool.
As long as you're worthy of the crown, anyone can be the king. And when I say anyone, that includes you, Luke. Let's see who comes out on top. Okay, Yugioh. Let's see.
Yuga?
King of cross duels. A mountain
They're starting to run out of variations of Yugi.
my way. Nothing will stop my road to victory.
But you can tell he's the main character because he has two different color hair.
I'm loading my road to victory.
This is kind of interesting.
Mounting attack. Static shockwave. It's like you enjoy suffering.
All monsters in 3D. Wow, okay. I wish they would have kind of done this with Master Duel. I mean, the game looks good. It definitely looks far more polished than it was in. More exciting partner up with characters. Oh! Oh, okay. I think... Oh, 32% room matches. Okay. So I think the default setting, as far as like if you're playing PvP, is... Well, it's just player 1, player 2, player 3, player 4. Okay. So it will be 4 different people. Or I wonder if you could just do like a one-on-one match where you sort of, you know, kind of partner with like an NPC, and it's like you go, then the NPC goes, then your actual opponent goes, then their NPC goes, and so on. Okay. Oh wow. Okay, that's how you get Blessed Red Dragon. 4-player battles all. Okay. I already see a problem there. I mean, it looks pretty neat, but I already kind of see a problem with this. My main concern would be that, you know how in Duel Links, there's already a certain amount of people who either, you know, when they're losing, they just kind of stop playing, so they make it time out, or they just DC on you. How is the game going to handle if somebody DCs? Like if somebody knows they're losing and they're like, oh, screw this, and they just close the app and they DC, and suddenly instead of having 4 players, now you've got 3. I mean, is that... I imagine it's already worked out in that way. Like, if one individual loses, then they're out of the match at that point, and then, okay. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they handle that. I guess when it comes out, we can kind of take a look at it, maybe do a video on it. But Moni, like I said, apparently it's available in the Netherlands. So let us know, man. It's not available to me here. And again, I'm not going to play it on mobile. I'll play it if they put it on Steam. I'll play it at least once, just to kind of give you guys a look at it. But yeah. Cross Duel trailer, very simple, offering players free items if Cross Duel can surpass 100,000 pre-register. Oh, cool. Okay. So apparently if we pre-register, there are additional prizes and stuff. This includes special themed icons and up to 1,200 gems depending on if it tops 500,000 mark. You can pre-register Cross Duel through Konami's website. Pre-registration campaign. Does it actually say how many people have already registered? It is not. Okay. Well, if you're actually interested, here, I'll actually throw this down there for you. Could play with a VPN. You could, but like I said, I think it's only available on mobile, and I'm not really big on playing mobile games unless they're also available on PC. I mean, because I tried playing Duel Links on my phone, and my phone's fine; it can run it. It's the screen is so tiny. It's like, well, do I want to play it on my phone or do I want to play it on my much larger computer monitor? So yeah, that's one of those things you kind of have to take into account. Oh, this was just an interesting little list I found about. Oh, this is on the Sun. Really? Yeah, I picked this. I picked this article simply because it lists the 10 most popular decks right now, and this article is only from a couple of days ago, so it should be very up to date. But let's take a look here and see which of these decks are a surprise and which ones are not necessarily a surprise. Sky Strikers makes perfect sense. While Sky Strikers was a popular engine in the TCG, it has become even more popular in Master Duel as certain cards were buffed from limited to semi-limited. Yes, they were. It's not showing up in the App Store? Oh, that's too bad. Eldritch. Wow, there are a lot of ads here. Let's see. Eldritch. Named after the main monster in the deck, Eldritch the Golden Lord. Oh, I'm sorry. Eldritch. Not Eldritch. I thought it was Eldritch. No, it's Eldritch. Okay. An Eldritch deck is designed to prevent your opponent from activating card effects or destroying cards on the field. Okay. Prank Kids. No surprise. Prank Kid deck feels like a complete meme, which it kind of is, but when it's pulled off correctly, it can be devastating. Yes, Prank Kids is still pretty solid little deck. Tri Brigade, I never played this, but it's pretty good. Anybody try the Tri Brigade decks? I've not tried those. Virtual World, that's still fairly new. If you need a build to counter the Sky Strikers and Prank Kids decks mentioned above, the Virtual World is for you. As the name suggests, there's focus on Virtual World main deck monsters, banishing them for their bonuses and summoning the Synchro monsters. Oh, okay. Phantom Knights, heard of that one. Dragon Maid, I've heard of this as well. Inspired by the anime Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Dragon Maids can switch between their dragon and human forms. Kind of neat. Invoked Shadal. We've known Shadal's been big for a while. This is another build that is based off the effects of activating when banished to the graveyard. Okay. Oh, look at this Toon. They're saying that Toon is big. Toon monsters are forced to be reckoned with due to their versatility. They can attack the opponent directly, as long as they aren't also packing a Toon deck. And purple cards like Toon Dark Magician can provide extra Toon summons and add spell trap cards to your hand. On top of this, the core card of the deck is Toon Kingdom, which protects your Toons from being destroyed. With this protection, you can prepare your Toon army to absolutely stampede through your opponent. Moni, weren't you doing Toons? I think it was Moni that was doing Toons. Drytron Fairy. I've heard of Drytrons, but I've never actually tried them. Builds a ritual deck that... Oh, that's right, the ritual deck. Oh. That relies on fairy monsters to quickly shut down anything your opponent tries to pull off. Okay. But yeah, apparently Toons, according to this article at least, are pretty good in Master Duel. Okay. Yeah, the deck I've been running is not on here. I didn't imagine it would be, but... Yeah, I'm still running the old school Shinryu stuff. Simply because I have all the cards. I do have that Prank Kids deck, but I've not really played it much. Okay, so that's an interesting list. That's a respectable list. I can be down with this. Yeah, of course. I was expecting Sky Strikers. I was expecting where's that other one? I was expecting Shadal. Yeah. Dragon Maid. Wasn't sure about that one, but I guess I guess that could work. Okay, let's see. What else do I have here? I'm running out of topics here, but we're going to get through them. Oh, that's right. Magic the Gathering's next set will hide extremely valuable vintage cards in some packs. I'd heard a rumor about a year ago of this happening. The thing is, the reason why I heard about it even a year ago is because this is kind of one of those little rumors that's been going around for a while about, oh, their next set, they may put old vintage cards in there, and it's kind of weird the way they do it. But anyway, let's read this article. Let's see what happens. Today, Wizards of the Coast revealed new details about Magic: The Gathering's next set, Dominaria United. While the first hints of the story were shared, the really surprising news is that some booster packs will contain original cards printed from the 1994 set Legends. Okay, that was a disappointment. In a video announcing the news, WotC explained that it found sealed boxes of actual Legends booster packs in a warehouse and wanted to find a way to distribute those cards to players. As such, they decided to open the packs and insert these original printings into collector's boosters, I hate you, into collector's boosters for Dominaria United as both a tie-in to Magic's very first plane and a celebration of its history as the game approaches its 30th birthday. Many of the cards in Legends are extremely rare and valuable, making the idea of finding one in a brand new booster an exciting proposition. Some of these cards are even part of Magic's infamous reserve list cards. Infamous reserve list, meaning they have never been reprinted in any form and theoretically never will. That includes the Tabernacle of Pendrell Vale, a legendary land on the reserve list with a current market value of $400 or $4,000. I'm sorry, according to TCG Player, which would be quite a shocking treat to crack open. This isn't actually the first time WotC has put original reserved list cards in the booster packs of the new set. Either in 2009 booster packs from the first Zendikar set had a chance of including Priceless Treasure card, which were repackaged copies of some of Magic's most powerful and famous cards, including the legendary Black Lotus. What's not clear at the moment is if any of the any card from Legends could pop up in Dominaria United, or just the most desirable ones like Zendikar, or even how frequently they might appear. But apart from the prospect of finding a piece of cardboard worth thousands of dollars in your booster, WotC also confirmed that Dominaria United would include a legendary creature from the actual set in every booster pack, just like the Dominaria set from 2018. There will be more than 40 legendary creatures in the set, which ties in nicely with the Legends cards thematically. Huh. I'm a little disappointed. Because whenever I hear little things like this, I think it would be kind of cool if they brought back some old cards and just stuck them in random packs. But as soon as it said collector's packs, I was like, oh. Because collector's packs are expensive. Just to give you an idea, the retail price, I believe, for Baldur's Gate collectors, I think was at like $230, maybe $240. Let's check TCG Player. Let's see, Magic. Double Masters is a specialty product, so it's much more expensive. Here we go. Baldur's Gate. Let's go by. Oops, wrong one. Go by high. All right, let's see. Oh my God! Wow, they have come down. Whoa! Look at that. $177. That is actually really cheap. Wow. Okay, these have... Hold on. Oh yes, they have fallen off a cliff. Look at this. Oh my goodness. Look at that pricing. Wow. Now, again, these are this is like pre-release pricing. They always do this. They always mark them up high, so that's normal. But from about here or so is when the set came out, I believe. It's about right here or so. Wow, it's steadily come down. It's bounced a little bit recently, but wow, it was as low as 171. Dude, that is low. Now, I have to say this is a qualifier. This set is sporadic in how good or bad it is. Some boxes are awesome. Like if you open like a booster box, like a draft booster box or a set booster box, Some of those box openings are awesome. Some of them are just terrible, just absolutely terrible. So you're supposed to get better stuff in the collector's boosters. You're supposed to get more rares and mythics, and you do. But of course, the bulk, like, the commons and uncommons, you get fewer of those. So that's an interesting proposition. And I'm thinking of this more as a sealed product, not something that I would actually open. Because historically, the collector's boosters, some of them do this. They drop off a cliff like this. But over time, like say 4 or 5 years from now, I can guarantee you this box is not going to be selling for $177. I would say 5 years from now, this box sealed, easily $350. I would say about $350, at least, possibly more. It all depends on how much is left. But yeah, that's actually not bad at all. Wow. Okay. I guess stores are just like fire selling some of this stuff. That's insane. That makes me think, how much are the booster boxes? Wow. That is cheap. $89 for set booster box. I was expecting it to stay at about 100, but it's come down a bit. Now again, qualifier, the set itself, sporadic. You've got your Copper Dragon, which is the most valued card, but those are not easy to come by. Beyond that, though, basically all the ancient dragons, like the ancient gold dragon, the ancient brass, and the ancient bronze, that's where your money is. If you can get one of the ancient dragons, you make a good chunk of your money back. But if you don't get those, it gets a little harder. Yeah, some of these other ones, like some of these rares, are actually harder to get than some of the mythics. This kitten is actually holding its own. I think at one point it was about a $20 card, but now, like, obviously it's down to about $15-16. Still up there though. But yeah, it's interesting. I said I was going to skip this set, and I'm still firmly on that. I don't want to, I don't want to push that yet. So I'll leave that alone. Because I put a lot of money into AFR, Adventures of the Forgotten Realm, the other Dungeons and Dragons set, and I don't want to say I got burned on it, but I have yet to turn a profit. So that's why I'm a little on that set. Now, it may get a little boost because there's a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out. I don't know if y'all saw that, but there is a Dungeons and Dragons movie coming out starring Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez, and it actually looks kind of neat. I might actually check it out. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I know you mentioned, what about sports cards? I've been out of the sports card market way too long. I kind of have an idea. Like, I know where to look to find values and stuff, and I know who to talk to. But as far as navigating that market, I would have a hard time right now. Because I've not really messed with the sports card market, gosh, since like the 90s. So yeah, that's, I wouldn't really know where to go. Now, some sports cards are very valuable. There are still very valuable cards, and there are very expensive sets out there. But like I said, I wouldn't even know where to begin. I would probably pick one sport and just kind of go with it. If I were to have to pick a sport to start buying cards in, probably football or baseball. But yeah, I've been out of the sports market way too long. Here's the interesting thing. I think I mentioned this to you guys before. I am considering dipping my toes into sports cards because it's been a while. It's been quite some time. It's been almost a year, I think. But TCG Player stated that they were going to be getting into the sports card market, just like how they have all the trading cards for the games and stuff. They're also going to be doing sports cards pretty soon. Obviously, that takes time to set up and get everything going because there's a lot of sets out there, lots of cards you got to list, all that. You got to get the back of house stuff going. So they're gonna start doing it apparently. I just don't know when. If they do start doing it, then, like I said, I'll start reading up more about it and see if I can kind of get caught up, because like I said, I'm decades behind. 'Cause, so yeah, I do know that there are certain cards that obviously are worth money, but there's so many specialty products in sports cards now that it's really hard to figure out, okay, what's the higher end cards, what's kind of the baseline cards, that kind of stuff. So it's hard to see. It's hard to say, because back in the day, when I was buying sports cards, you had companies like Donruss, Topps, Score, and at the time they didn't really have any sort of specialty products. It was just like, okay, this is our cards, buy them, and you'd buy like the one pack, like a wax pack or something. You'd get some cards and you're happy, or you could buy the complete set for however much money, like $40 or $50 or something. And the only kind of higher end company at the time was Upper Deck. At the time, Upper Deck was new. I think their first set was a baseball set in 1989, I think it was. 1989 or 1990. One of those years was their first set. And the whole idea with Upper Deck is that they were supposed to be more like a premium sports card company, which at the time they were, because back in the day, like a regular like Topps card, it was made out of cardboard and it had that cardboard feel to it. Whereas Upper Deck, yeah, they were made out of cardboard too, but they had like this glossy, smooth finish to them, and so they felt premium, and they were definitely more expensive, because like at the time you could buy a pack of Topps baseball cards for like 75 cents. Whereas Upper Decks were like $1.25, $1.50. They were much more expensive. So I remember being a kid and thinking, okay, do I want to buy, 2 packs of Topps, or do I want to buy 1 pack of Upper Deck? So it was a little interesting there, but that was the only decision you had to make back then. Nowadays, there are a lot of products. There are a lot of products out there. And so, I mean, there's also newer companies like Panini. They're not new, but I mean new to me because I never bought any Panini products. I've heard kind of bad things about Panini, though, other than the fact that I know that they like to cancel their trading card games. As far as sports cards, I don't know how they handle that stuff. Yeah, but lots of various sports cards out there, and there's specialty sets, and now they've got like jersey cards and special autograph insert cards, and I have to kind of figure out, like jersey cards. I'd heard about jersey cards like in the mid 2000s, because there was this place I used to go to called Collector's World in Austin, Texas, and I knew the owner. I knew the guy there, which is why I would go there, and I would sometimes buy booster boxes and stuff from him. I only bought trading card game stuff, but he did a lot of baseball and football and hockey and stuff too. And I would occasionally be there, like checking out their singles or something, and I would hear him having like a conversation with somebody, and they're like, "Oh yeah, that new set of so and so is going to have like those jersey cards, and it's supposed to be like one like every 4 packs, or that kind of stuff." And at the time, I thought, "Oh, I guess that's like their premium insert cards, almost like an ultra rare for trading card games." But obviously, not every ultra rare card that you get out of a pack has significant value, so I kind of have to, kind of figure out how to navigate that whole situation and figure, okay, which of those specialty cards is actually worth going after? Because if somebody says, "Oh yeah, get those jersey cards," and I find out that each jersey card is only worth like $1, got to consider how much am I willing to invest in something that isn't really going to have much of a return. And on top of that, what's their printing process? How many, how much are they printing of this? Because back in the early 90s, they printed the living hell out of those cards, like mass production. That's why all those cards from 1989 to about 1997, all of those cards, even the more valued cards, don't have a ton of value to them. Like some of the most expensive cards you'll find from that time period, $20. That's it. You're like, what? $20? It's like a 25-year-old card. Why is it so cheap? Because they printed the living hell out of them. They just went berserk. It was like a boom. It was one of those boom stages. It's kind of like what they're doing with Pokemon right now. it was one of those boom moments, and they just printed the living hell out of everything, and they you know they just what's the word I'm looking for? They diluted the product so much that the overall value just went through the floor. So that's unfortunate. But yeah, I'll probably read a little more on that. I just, again, I want to try and stay focused on just trading cards at the time. I mean, trading card games right now. But I might dip my toes into sports cards. I would have to. In fact, I got a friend in Austin still who does some sports cards. Maybe I can talk to them about it. But I'll definitely want to read some stuff up. No, it's Ken Griffey. Not Ken Griffin. Ken Griffey. You're talking about the Ken Griffey 1990 Upper Deck rookie card. I already know that. That's one of the few cards that actually has some value. And again, like I said, let me, Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card, Upper Deck. Yeah, this is it. This was like, this is the only reason some of us bought Upper Deck cards. This is an Upper Deck card, and yeah, I was right. It came out in '89. But yeah, that's it right there. That's the Ken Griffey card, and that was the only reason some people bought Upper Deck. Because back in the day, everybody knew that Ken Griffey Jr. was going to be a star. They just didn't know how big a star he would be. So at the time, if you pulled a Ken Griffey card, I think it was worth like $10 or $15 at the time, which was big. It was like, whoa, dude, I got a $15 card, yeah. And everybody was like happy if you pulled it. But of course, all these years later, now this thing is worth a ton of money. Now, of course, this was a Gem Mint 10. So yeah, this is going to be worth a pretty penny. But yeah, this is one of the few cards from that time period that actually has some real value, because the guy did become a huge star. Just a huge freaking star. The sad thing about it is I don't think he ever won a World Series. But he was a perennial all-star. The guy was like on the all-star team like every single year. But of course, some of these, that's a PSA 10. This one, I believe, is what, an 8? Go away, Dan. Yeah, this one's an 8. And look how much cheaper this is. $90. So you can see the conditioning really matters. It really, really matters. Same card, same year and everything, but it's graded an 8. So that PSA 10 is what you're really buying there with that $4,000. This one right now, $90. So there you go. Him and his father played. Yes, they did. They played at the same time, and for a while they were on the same team. And this is what made them sort of legends, is that they both in one game they were both in the game, and they were batting, I think, third and fourth in the lineup. The son went out there and hit a home run, which was expected because it's Ken Griffey Jr. And then his dad went out there, very next person in line to bat. Dad goes out there, boom, hits a home run. They hit back-to-back home runs, father and son. It was like, mwah, you know, just you couldn't write a better story. You know, it was pretty awesome. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Because I know his dad played for the Reds for a time, and then I think he went to Seattle pretty much just to play with his son. I mean, because even at the time, I mean, his father, Ken Griffey Sr., he was already like in the twilight of his career, so he was getting ready to, you know, to wrap it up. And I'm pretty sure Seattle was like, yeah, we'll pay you league minimum, come play with your son. He's like, yeah, sure, I'll do that, just to kind of, you know, hang out with your kid and watch them, you know. And plus, I mean, even old ball players, they still have that knowledge, so they've got something to offer. So that's what they ended up doing. Yeah, it's kind of legendary. You could actually search that on YouTube probably. Let's see, youtube.com. Father and son home run. Oh, there you go. This was back in 1990. This was like, yeah, this was oh, really? You're gonna make me watch an ad? Here we go. I didn't see the game live, but I remember watching the replay on SportsCenter way back in the day, and I just thought that was one of the coolest things. I wish you had a dad that didn't beat you. Ooh, that sounds rough. Thankfully, my mother left my dad before I was able to remember anything terrible that he did to me. So I guess that's good. But yeah, again, to wrap the whole thing about sports cards, I might get into it. I don't know how far I'll get into it because I still have a lot of old baseball cards. I have a lot of them, and I just don't know what to do with them. I've just been holding on to them because they're really not worth a lot. LeBron James waiting for his 15-year-old son to make the NBA. Well, aren't you lucky? Not really. I would have much rather had a father that was actually decent than someone who just was like, well, I'm leaving now. I'm never going to see you again. Anyway, let's start to see if we can wrap this up here. Oh yeah, Magic the Gathering Jumpstart 2022 launch date is December 2nd. I imagine most of you will not care about this. I thought Jumpstart was kind of neat. This is where you basically you open up a pack and let's see. Yeah, you open up a pack, you get 2 pre-built decks, I believe. Is it per pack? Or no, it's just 1 per pack, I think. But you open up 2 of them, you mix the decks together, and you can basically just play from there. Yeah, it's good stuff for new players. The original Jumpstart, which was hard to find for a while, was pretty fun. I opened up a few of those booster packs, and I actually got some pretty good stuff from them. So I'm kind of looking forward to Jumpstart 2022, seeing how that does. Oh, is this the one we were already looking at? Yeah, we were already looking at that. Okay. And then, of course, we got the llama. But that's the art for the bus, apparently, for the secret lair. But I think that's it, man. I think that's all the news that I had lined up. I'll keep an eye out. That's what I basically do throughout the week, is I kind of just keep an eye out for stories. Like, I'll just type in, like, Pokemon news, Magic the Gathering news, you know, stuff like that. See if there's anything going on. Oh, there is some Weiss Schwartz news. Not that I don't think any of y'all would really care about Weiss Schwartz, but there is some Weiss Schwartz news. There is a new set that is coming out on July 29th. It's called Tokyo Revengers. So, yeah, that's it. Again, not many people play or collect Weiss Schwartz, but it is a new set that's coming out. Other than that, I think we're pretty much all caught up here. What is this? Dark Charizard? 2000 Pokemon Rocket, Dark Charizard. Ooh, he does look dark. Did he burn himself? EX5. That means excellent. Seriously, the EX means excellent. But don't let the wording fool you. It's not an excellent condition. It's an condition. It should be just EH for eh. But yeah, I think we're done. I'm gonna go and I don't know, go get some breakfast. Actually, no, it's too late for breakfast. It's already 1:30. Maybe some lunch then? I don't know. Oh, here's something we can check real quick. Just something that I'm keeping an eye on. I'm just monitoring the pricing. Oh wow, it came down again. The pricing on this is so in flux right now. Because it was on sale for $5.09, then it went up to $5.19, then it went all the way back up to $5.49 just a couple of days ago, and now, as you can see, it's back down to $5.09 again. And this is the 6750 XT. I'm keeping an eye on these. Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna wait a little while longer, just to kind of see what happens. If I'm still looking at the 3070 Ti, it's just too expensive right now. I think they're wanting way too much money for a 3070. A 3070 Ti, that is. Ooh, go back over here. 3070 Ti. Yeah, even the least expensive one. Let me see. What's the least expensive one? I hate that they put all this extra stuff in here. Oh, well, I'm sponsored. $700 for 3070 Ti on that. But yeah, I think the cheapest one I've found, I can actually just go to PC Part Picker. PC Part Picker. Let's see, choose a GPU video card. Let's see, 3070 Ti. Then I can go by price. Yeah, the cheapest one right now is 662. I think that's way too much money. I mean, it's a good card, but that just seems way too expensive. All right, see you later, Hammer. But yeah, this just, it feels, now to be fair, it is a better card than the 6750. As far as what you, the actual performance, the 6750 does give you more VRAM though. It gives you 12 gigabytes instead of 8. But I don't think the performance over it constitutes an extra $150. That just seems very excessive. And that's the cheapest one. That is the absolutely cheapest 3070 Ti. Seems too expensive. If I guess I got spoiled because I got my 1070 Ti for like right at 500 or something. So yeah. It looks bice. Anyway, yeah. Video cards. Just keep an eye on those. But go enjoy your secret llamas or your supply llamas. I'm gonna go get some lunch. Thanks for hanging out, guys. It was nice. It was fun. We will see you all next time. Goodbye.